Forget forgetting. What if you never had to remember anything yourself ever again? What if this tiny little pin could record, transcribe, and summarize everything in your life? Ideas, meetings, that to-do list that just keeps on vanishing, all captured. I'm Alex, and this is the Plaud AI Note Pin. Is it the ultimate memory fix or just another subscription scam? Now, first impressions, Plaud have not cut any corners here. This thing looks and feels premium. The packaging, sleek, sophisticated, and inside we've got the AI pin itself. Comes in a solid metal design with 3 different color options, and it has a super strong built-in magnet. You can literally take it straight out of the box and clip it onto your t-shirt just like you would with a lav mic, and you're up and running in mere seconds. But you also get some accessories, a lanyard and a magnetic clip, and check this out, this wrist strap looks a little bit odd if I'm honest, but it's surprisingly comfortable and uses this clever magnetic system, which is super easy to use, comfortable to wear, and above all else, fun to play with. Also included is your charger and cable. No wall socket unfortunately, but this is something I've come to expect from technology these days. You really can't have it all. Anyway, the setup was a breeze. The app is super intuitive and it connects to the device via Bluetooth in a very quick and easy fashion. It should be a pretty seamless, simple process to follow for even the less tech savvy out there. There's also some really great settings to explore within the app, like changing the microphone gain to suit the device better for noisier or quieter environments. Now, about that pesky subscription model, Plaud does have a subscription model, but, and this is important, you are by no means forced into paying for one. You get all of the core features for free, including the transcription, summarization, and recording. This is all included if you do purchase the Plaud AI Note Pin. There is a premium tier, and we'll discuss the value of this later on in the video, but again, you're not forced into buying anything, and this is something that I can really appreciate in this day and age, but I still have some very strong opinions on this, which we'll get to later on in the video. But first, why not just use your phone? Of course, these days, most phones can record and even transcribe audio for you, but the Note Pin just really streamlines this entire process for you. No more fumbling around in your pocket to find your phone quickly, or launching different apps, or even copy and pasting things between each other. The Plaud AI Note Pin just does it all for you with a simple tap. The other thing, of course, is that it's much more discreet than a mobile phone, coming in smaller than your average fitness tracker or smartwatch. Beyond formal meetings though, the Note Pin is for capturing those moments of inspiration, a sudden idea, a key takeaway from a podcast, even just a verbal reminder to yourself. The Plaud AI Pin is always ready, always listening, always helping you remember. At least that's what it says it does on paper. Let's put it to the test in the real world. Sort of. Now, really testing the Plaud AI Note Pin out in a real life scenario has actually proved to be quite difficult. My work in architecture outside of YouTube involves a lot of confidential, sensitive information, which I obviously can't share. And then my fiance Abby is a doctor, and it goes without saying she can't share hers either. So what I've done is turn to Gemini to generate a script of a real life scenario between a doctor and a patient. And me and Abby are gonna read this out with the AI Pin activated. I'll be playing the part of the doctor, she'll be playing the patient, a little bit of a switch up from our usual roleplay, and we're going to see how it does. I've purposely asked Gemini to throw in some random questions and curveballs to see if we can throw the AI off as well. Here's how it did.
Any tingling or numbness? And before you answer, could you stand up for me, please? After you've answered, when did you first notice the pain?
Quite a lot of questions there. It's more of a dull ache, and sometimes it throbs at night. There's no tingling. I first noticed it about a month ago after a long run.
Okay, so that was our mock doctor-patient scenario. You've just heard a snippet of the audio there. I was sat opposite Abby across the dining table, and I had the AI Pin clipped to my t-shirt like I do now. The audio quality was actually surprisingly good for such a small device, although I wouldn't go recording YouTube videos with it. But the real test here is the AI and how it handled the conversation. So let's take a look at this transcription. It's captured everything pretty much perfectly, even when Abby intentionally got her fake date of birth wrong and corrected herself, it correctly extracted the key medical details and her correct date of birth. Abby, who is a real-life doctor, was genuinely really impressed with how it's categorized everything, and it's even created almost a to-do list at the end of the conversation and given suggestions on things that were perhaps missed in the meeting, which is a really cool touch. But that was just one test. Let's move on to a much faster paced conversation between a product director and an employee.
Minimize false positives. Also, what's your favourite colour? I'm going to need to make a note of everyone's for the system revamp.
We can use a cloud-based API for voice recognition, maybe Microsoft's Azure.
So let's check out this AI generated summary. Again, that was just a short clip from the actual recording of the AI Note Pin. It actually identified the main objectives, noted the badge number and favourite colour I threw in there, which were just random questions to throw it off. And importantly, it's filtered out all of the irrelevant chatter. It even created a handy checklist again, reminding Mike, our made-up character, to send out that meeting invite. And if you see this, it suggests topics that AI thought we missed again. That's a feature that I could really see being incredibly useful in real-life scenarios. I'm genuinely really impressed with how it's handling these conversations, but I've got one more test to do. I want to test it in a noisy environment, which is going to be difficult because it's around Christmas time and I don't have that many friends that are around at the moment, so I'm going to do this by myself. So for this test, it was just me and I was speaking rather quietly as I didn't want to look like a crazy person having a conversation with myself. I left the Plaud Note on my wrist and read some of my old iPhone 15 Pro script out. The main goal for this test though was to see if it could pick up conversations around me or if it was disrupted by all the noise of kids screaming and the coffee machine going off.
Being primarily a Samsung user, I felt the iPhone 15 Pro did a slightly better job in this category. This feature is still absolutely usable and hasn't been outdone by the newer iPhones.
So I'm happy to report it wasn't thrown off at all. Despite me talking relatively quietly, it's picked up every word almost perfectly, easily distinguished my voice from others, and created accurate mind maps and a summary of what I was talking about. So the tests are all out of the way. How accurate is it? So Plaud claims that this is actually going to be 95% accurate most of the time. From our tests, I can see that these claims do appear to be accurate. I've not ran into any issues so far. It's identifying separate speakers really well, transcribing near perfectly, and never failed to pick up on the topic. The only thing it got a little bit wrong was when I was talking about the iPhone 15 Pro script. It labeled that as an interview, but in fairness, I was just reading a video script out, so I'm not really sure what I would have labeled that myself, to be honest. So beyond its core functionality, the Plaud AI Pin has a couple of other features that we haven't actually discussed yet. And I just want to remind you that we are talking about a tiny 25-gram device here. It can record continuously for up to 18 hours, store 480 hours worth of audio recordings on its 64 gigabytes of onboard storage. These are insane specs for such a tiny device. So we've seen the AI at work and how it can identify different speakers, note down information for you, but there's also a little bit more to it. The app lets you tweak settings, manage your cloud storage, and it even has AI-powered editing to remove silences or even merge recordings. Plus, there is a web app. So what Plaud have done here is actually really clever. They've created a really seamless experience between all of your devices. Once you've transferred the audio recording from the AI Note Pin onto your mobile, laptop, or whatever device you have, you can access them from all of your devices using the app, which I think is really handy. Something else that you may be wondering about is privacy, and this is something that Plaud actually takes really seriously. So Plaud actually use AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud for your data protection and promises not to sell your data. On the subscription front, I've got a couple of things I want to discuss. So I still maintain that I'm really happy with the free subscription that you get with the Plaud AI Note Pin. I really do not feel like you are missing out on any functionality at all. And in my honest opinion, unless you are a power user, I really don't think you are going to need that pro subscription anyway. What I do think is that the price of this device is fairly high at $165. And I think when they decided the price of this device, they did consider that you are getting a lifetime free subscription with the Plaud AI Note Pin. So is the Plaud AI Note Pin a memory miracle or just another gadget? I genuinely believe that this could change changed the way that we process and save information, and I also genuinely believe it is an actual fix to bad memory. Having this around just makes me feel so much safer, I suppose. I'm definitely prone to forgetting things, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. To summarize though, the recording quality is excellent, the AI is impressive, and the design is both discreet and practical, but that $165 price tag is a lot of money. I unfortunately cannot decide for you whether or not its usefulness warrants paying out that kind of money. It's very much down to the individual. If you're constantly struggling to keep track of important details and you value the convenience of effortless note-taking and AI-powered summarization, then the Plaud AI Note Pin is definitely worth considering. And I can say after testing, I would genuinely pay out this money for this device. My memory and organizational skills are something that really hold me back, to be honest, and I fully intend on genuinely integrating this product into my everyday life. All I'd say is be prepared to do your research on those premium features and whether or not it's worth the extra investment for that. What do you think? Could the Plaud AI Note Pin be the ultimate memory solution? Do go ahead and share your thoughts on a Plaud AI Note Pin down below in the comment section, and subscribe if you have enjoyed the video. In the meantime though, do check out these X-Real Air 2 Pro glasses. They are absolutely awesome. For now though, I've been Alex. This has been Take It Easy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.